So what do I think about this event? I mean, this event is incredible. I obviously haven't been here in the past, but from what I've heard from people that have, it has grown in leaps and bounds. And I think it is a real tribute and a testament, not just to members of the Mexican ad market and then the interactive market, but also the IAB and what they've been able to put together. It's been professional. As a speaker, we've been looked after. The caliber of speakers, I think, has been exemplary. And I think the mood and the atmosphere, the vibe, the sense that there's a lot of exciting opportunity to come is definitely rife right now. So it has been a pleasure and an honor for me to be down here. Hopefully they'll invite me back one day. I live in the US right now, so obviously the US market is a lot more advanced and a lot more progressive in terms of adoption, in terms of broadband, in terms of technology, etc. But it's a red herring. It's a mistake if you think just because the adoption levels aren't here in Mexico that the market is behind in a sense. I mean, the mobile penetration in the 90%, I think 93% of Mexicans have cell phones or have used the cell phone. That is unbelievable. What's happening in Japan, in Italy, in countries where the PCs or laptops and broadband hasn't exactly exploded, they've used mobile phones to access the web. So the Mexican market is doing fine. I mean, I think it's 20 million people are online, and of them, I think 80% are in Mexico City, but 80% of them are broadband. I mean, that is higher than, that percentage adoption is higher than in the US. So, you know, often people talk to me about developing countries or countries that aren't, you know, the US or Japan or Sweden or whatever, and I say, look, the common thread here is time. The sands of time are continuing to flow. The playing fields are going to be leveled ultimately. And the real question is, do you believe that you can ride it out? Do you believe that time is on your side? Or do you in fact think that the time to act is now? Because the great equalization is happening right now. And soon, my hope in my lifetime, hell, in the next 5 years, I hope that high-speed Wi-Fi broadband internet access is a right for every human being in this world, because it democratizes, it levels the playing field, access to information, access to communication, access to people, access to conversation. That is the most empowering act of all, and it should not be kept from any person, any market. Boosting online ad investment, people are still struggling with that question in the US. One of the things that I often advocate is well-structured experimentation. If you can get one win under your belt, if you can just do a small, not too small but not too big, an experiment, and that experiment is successful, then suddenly the entire organization is looking to you as the go-to person in terms of being able to figure out what comes next. You become the futures person in a sense. So part of boosting online ads investment is, I think, to start doing stuff. Don't just talk about it, do it. And get those success stories and those best practices, and come to events like the IAB and train your staff and immerse yourself and actually spend time online, experience it. I can't tell you how many senior white-haired executives say, well, my children are 17 and 19 and they don't watch television anymore, and they're always on their on the web, and they're always texting their friends. And I think, well, if that's the case, why the hell are you not changing your company and your brand's direction when your consumers, your children, your consumers ultimately are staring at you in the face and telling you we're doing this differently? Look, the online ad industry is not a child anymore. They're a teenager. So if they commit a bad crime, they can be sent to jail and tried as a juvenile, at least in America. What I'm trying to say is, this is not a small, struggling, infant, nascent industry anymore. It is established. My fear is that the online ad industry is getting too complacent and getting quite staid and set in its ways because of its growth, and because suddenly traditional marketing and media is kind of looking a little bit frail. I would like to see more innovation. I would like to see more creativity. I would like to see more community, more dialogue, more partnership, more conversational marketing being applied to the online ad arena, because digital right now is the oxygen we breathe right now in marketing, and it is going to be part of every single form of marketing and media and advertising, and we need to figure out how to create the ultimate partnership and participation right now. And when we move from interactivity to involvement and from involvement to participation, that's when we're going to see some really, really long-term gains.